right, dudes and dudettes, welcome back to Sync the Bismarck with me, Wolf190D. All right, so, as always, please be sure if you're a continuing watcher, if you're a return viewer and you haven't yet, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow, leave some commentary. Hey, let's get some discussions going because I do enjoy historical types of discussions, you know, maybe controversial opinions, I don't know, maybe that's for another time, but nonetheless, we could always get some discussions going, tech talks and things like that. And if you are a new viewer, welcome. Appreciate the at least appreciate the hits, but you know, it's all about appeasing those algorithm gods. So once again, like, subscribe, follow if you're enjoying the content because it does help. Anyway, let's get on with today's program. Now, what is this that we're dealing with? We got a bunch of junk ships, except for these V-21s that have been somewhat updated, and it's a Hannibal. Oh man, this might not. This one might not go so well. 78% chance. Their destination is over here. And those destroyers, or rather that destroyer, is going all the way over there. Let me see real quick. Do we have any? Yes, we do. We have a couple of refits to do. Go ahead with those refits. 31,000 tons. It's not a lot. Yes, that's right. Finances. The Nassau's are nearing completion. I think we've got 2 groups of the V-45s coming up. Okay. Where are our light cruisers? I think we have one that's steaming out that way, though, yeah. Though, did she get redirected? She sure did. Good grief. All right, well, if anything happens there, cool. But let's go ahead and duke this one out. She's got, the Yu Ying has 5 single 10s. Okay. So, that's why he has 5 single 10s, because it's one of those craptastic designs. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, collision avoidance then. Once again, collision avoidance then is more like collision assurance. So can we turn that off? Thank you. Feel a little Swedish. Okay. Let's go hunt some battleship. Tuck tight to that side because we are going to force the turn here. Okay. Okay. should have some 1902 updates that never actually made it. Or no, those are the V1s. Good lord, am I still? Yeah. We still got a few of them floating around, don't we? Should we get a lot of V1s? V21. And yeah, he's receiving a refit. Okay. All right. Anyway. Portugal wants a V45. Okay. Got one more month on that. Okay. So let's go ahead and take the Helgolands. We're going to go ahead and lay them down. All, how many of them? How many Helgoland battleships were there supposed to be? I think it was 4. Kaisers, no. The Helgolands, we want 4 ships. 4 ships. There's 4 Helgolands. We've got the Helgoland. We've got the Oldenburg. We've got the Ostfriesland and the Thüringen. And because I cannot type the umlauts on my keyboard, got to use the regular spelling. Okay. Now, oh, good grief. Now, where were they launched? And again, you don't have to launch them in their historical place, but she was where? She was laid down in Kiel. The Helgoland was laid down in Kiel. Sister ships, Oldenburg, was laid down in Danzig. Ostfriesland was laid down in Wilhelmshaven. And the Thüringen was in Bremen. Interesting. Bremen was a smaller dockyard, isn't it? Yeah, it is the smaller dockyard, but nonetheless, that's where everybody gets laid down. Okay, so what we're going to want to do first, and I probably, let me see here, suspend, 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 and that brings us down to, okay, but we're going to want to do this first. So let's go ahead and build the lead ship first. Okay. Oh, that does remind me. Okay. All right. As we finish up with the other ships of the class here. All right. 22 knots, 19 knots. Okay, so let's pull him out here to the North Sea. Okay. And I'm going to move the Zayadler right there with him. Okay. What do we got coming up on research? We should have the Destroyer 1 hulls. So the Destroyer 1 hulls are going to be, for lack of a better way of putting it, they're going to be a drastic upgrade. 4 large centerline guns, and I think we got, no, we've got smoke composition coming up next. Okay. Coincidence rangefinder number 2 is only going to benefit our destroyers. And how do we want to do those? Well, we'll have to fiddle with that when we get there. But we do have another turn on that. And what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to delay it just a little bit to try to push a little closer to the Mark III 3-inch guns so that we can have better 88s. But hey, you know, it doesn't always work out like that. Light cruiser, he's got a light cruiser and a battleship coming up and around. Those are the Siegfrieds. These are the Prince Regent Luitpolds. And his destroyers are all beat to hell. Can I go to Lerwick? Or should I go... Where should I go? Go to Helgoland. Let's just swap them with some ships from Lerwick because they're right here. So, the V-21s. Let's go ahead and move those guys over there. Okay. And how big were the V-45s? Did we make them? Yeah, we made them just shy. They're 999 tons. Because we couldn't make them 1,000 tons. Their real weight's coming in a lot less though, so. Still pushing in on Northwest England. But we do have another fleet of larger ships, and these are the Nassaus. So, yeah. Speaking of which, do we have a Helgoland? No, but we do have an Ostfriesland. Not for long, no. So, yeah. We're gonna be getting rid of that one anyway. So we're at 81%. I think we had dropped off. Oh, okay. Well, looks like we can go ahead and put another refit out there. the Mainz, though, I do want to put him up in Port Sudan. So let's get him over here. Okay. Why is there only one there? Should I be a little, I don't know, concerned about that? Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, Durban. Well, hello there, Alfarius. How's it going today? Hmm. Ouch. Sorry to hear about that. Yeah, let's launch an investigation into those alleged war crimes. How dare they? All right, so smoke composition 2, which is going to be ultimately better for the destroyers. Gotcha, gotcha. V21s, he wants 3 of those. Maybe I ought to stop manufacturing V21. Well, money be money. This is also true. Uh-oh, we got an invasion going from South Africa into and he just conquered Orange Free State. Why don't we go after Basutoland? But hey, their logistics are pretty well shot. So yeah, 85%, and we went from 10 to 14. So we are gaining impressively, right? Less than 200,000 men up against 1,000,000 men. And they're still they're still making a little bit of headway. Go get them, boys. Okay, so that ship. What happened to who? What happened to the British? Unlike history, I was able to actually launch a naval invasion on England. uh, yes, yes, we the Germans are taking over the world. I haven't started messing with the Western Hemisphere yet, but you know we're doing what we do over here. Russia are our best good friends, and yeah, so we're making advances anyway. Um, Let me see here. Ah, that's right. I delayed it so that I could develop the small guns just a little bit more. Um, I really feel like I ought to push for the coincidence rangefinders number 2 because that's only going to help the destroyers as well. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Okay. Oh, and we do have another convoy here. Oh, over in Lebanon. Look at that. Wow. That's wow. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. The Swedes have a fleet operating all the way over there. Uh, I mean, okay. Um, well, it's a Carnarvon class heavy cruiser. Have I come up against these yet? I don't rightly know, but I think my V21 mods can. That's what I wanted to know. You know, are this what are the Swedish doing down in the Mediterranean? I'm like, I have no, I have no idea. By the way, if you if you had a chance to read that loading screen, that's probably the worst thing you can do with turrets in this game is stack them like that. That's bad news, sad news bears. Um, oh God, and I've got like a Persian ship too. Look at this. Okay, well. Save that. We're gonna use the Persian ship. No, I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that actually. So let's go ahead and get him off. That way we can kind of ping our direction here. Oh, it is. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can't. Come on. There we go. Okay. How about that? It's really okay. Okay. It's just really weird. Alright. Come on, fellas. Let's go find his little convoy. Tasty, tasty treats. Tasty convoy treats. What the hell is this thing doing now? Okay. Thank you. Give me the direction. All right. All right, let's go deal with this cruiser first. If we can. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, we got armed convoy. Transport M, transport W. What'd they do? Run out of transport names. Okay. Let's go ahead and unload the torpedoes on that cruiser. And we're going to go ahead and clip it. My God, this is a big convoy formation, isn't it? Ooch. Poor little destroyers. Yeah, it looks like he ran out of transport names. Okay, it's time to get the Magdeburg going up in here, because our destroyers are getting a little bit wrecked. Ooh, just missed him. We're gonna lose destroyers on this one. Yeah, well, it happened. Dang. No, they don't like destroyers. Destroyers don't really get along with them very well either. No, shoot that. Ooh, 24,000 with an 88. Well, both of them hit. One of them was a dud. Come on, Jack. Y'all got to do better than that. Yeah, I mean, if they if they had showed that, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. That entire ship exploded. And then this, of course, this other destroyer over here, of course, is being kind of goofy. All right, let's get out of there, fellas. Retreat. Under cover of smoke. Now, I have my reservations about this Swedish guy, Swedish destroyer doing anything, but the light cruiser ought to be okay. Nah, let's kill it. Okay, let's go ahead and speed this up. Yeah, if they could add that into the graphics engine on this, that would actually be pretty dope. Damage like that causing the ship to break up, like they actually would have. Actually, go ahead and those guys are getting out of here. Really? It's gonna be all on the light cruiser then. The poor little Swedish destroyer is just not gonna be able to do much. And this is an original build, so it doesn't have any secondary guns. Crap. I totally neglected that on these. And they're Mark 1s. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot here. Yeah, I mean, it really, honestly, it should kind of show the entire ship being blown apart. There we go. wow. Are they going to sink this thing? That would be really bad. I mean, they are armed with 4.5-inch guns. I mean, that's pushing upwards of 120 millimeter. Though I think 120 millimeters is about 4.7 inch. Well, it's a circa 1890 build light cruiser, so it doesn't have yeah, it doesn't have great armor. Obviously. Oh my God! And there it goes. Wow. That poor Swedish cruiser. That's what they get. Oh no. Poor guys. Well. Well, some of the crew managed to make it off. Oh man. Alright. Well, I don't know. Was it a good trade? How many transports for one light cruiser? And the heavy cruiser. Alright, alright, alright. It wasn't as stellar as it could have been, but four transports, it looks like, made it away. I know, right? Wow. Well, there again, that's what happens when you're still riding around in a 1890s built light cruiser in 1904. Like I said, the armor, I kind of knew the armor wasn't great on it. It wasn't going to be great on it. But hey, we sank his heavy cruiser, so um, I guess it was a decent enough trade. Okay, so I've got another battleship, I think. Yeah, but this guy is it's a different build. Yeah. Okay, we got that one there. What do I want to deck him out with, incidentally? Probably going to give him a couple destroyer escorts at least, maybe a light cruiser to go with, but he's a little faster. And I don't have any heavy cruisers right now that are going to be able to keep up with that. Yeah, and a decent. I mean, we sank what, like 6 or 7 transports. So, all in all, I wouldn't say it was like a waste. Yeah, I do need to get around to building a new class of heavy cruiser, but I think what I want to do actually is wait for. I want to wait for the Armored Cruiser 3 hull. Now, let me see here. Yeah, I've only got about 13,000 tons to give. So I have to wait for more of the other guys to get done. Oh, that's right. I had just started this one. Okay. And I know I don't have much in the way of heavy cruisers right now. I really haven't. I haven't really felt a need or a justification for building any. So let me see here. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Anyway, um, 2 more months on the destroyers. All right, we can get on destroyers here in the next. Yeah, I mean, if you build your battleships well, I don't really. I mean, typically like to have mixed armed forces and stuff like that, but I've got this experimental type battleship that I'm kind of messing around with. Let's see here. go ahead and auto-resolve these because they don't let me actually tell my guys to go slaughter every single yeah, that's typically what I use heavy cruisers for as well, and zone control. 50, no. Okay, all right. This is under our control, and it's not, well, actually it is those. Okay, so let's bring these guys. It doesn't really matter where. Um, yeah, but sometimes I'll actually like there are certain heavy cruiser builds that work actually really well for just zone control because they get out, they're fast, they can evade larger ships, and they're well armed enough to where they just decimate any ship of equal or lesser size that come at them. Um, you know, like when you get to the right period, I actually like to build that Grafspee, the Deutschland class, the Grafspee and stuff like that. They make really really good zone control ships. And it's a heavy cruiser. The funny thing is it's a heavy cruiser hull, though historically they used to call them what was it, Panzerschiffs, or pocket battleships. Um, so they and that's what the Germans had built them for, was convoy raiding, right? I like to play as Germany. I'm most familiar with it, but I have plans to maybe start as, like, I don't know, Japan or even Spain. I do want to try one of the more, shall we say, insignificant countries. I don't really, for me, Britain and the United States especially, is a little too easy, because, well, first of all, geographically they're isolated, right? Everybody has to come to them, except for the Spanish, who have like, but right, and honestly, their battleships, even the Bismarck and the Tirpitz, Scharnhorst and the Gneisenau, were all intended to be convoy raiders. Um, yeah, Spain. I've done a Spain campaign once, and it is very challenging. Japan too, actually, can be challenging at the get go because they don't have both of those countries don't have the shipyard capacity that the other and Spain is really difficult because they're spread out. That's the challenge I appreciate with the Spanish campaign, is because, I mean, Spain starts out with convoys in Africa, over in the Caribbean, way over here in the in Asia and stuff like this. Spain has stuff scattered all over the place, and they have no shipbuilding capabilities. Yeah, typically with the campaigns, I like to start in 1890, just because then you run the full gamut of you get the full gamut of everything. It's kind of fun to do it like that. Anyway, I need to get this guy. Where can I put him for now? I don't want to stick him out by himself, though. The British have a battleship coming over here, so you know what? Let's try a little battleship on battleship action and see how this guy works. I have started, just for kicks. I have started the Germans in like 1920, 1930, because by then they're just limited to the small little portion of Europe that they're isolated at. It can be challenging, but there again, if you manage your economy right and you build your ships right, then the Germans really have no problem. I just like running as the Germans because, well, uh, obviously, fairly obviously, I would think that their tech from that time period was probably about my favorite. Their aircraft, their tanks, their ships. Um, it's just my bias, I guess. Don't get me wrong, the British did have the most powerful empire at the time, but that's part of why I don't really generally run British campaigns, because they're already well established. You can start off with a massive navy, though they are far flung. So, let's see here. We got a month. We got a month. We got a month. That's captured. I can finally bring these guys back and say, okay, y'all have lived a nice long service life. These guys were built in 1890. We modified them in 1894. It's almost been a decade actually since their refit. Um, yeah, the French actually did. It's and it's funny. The history with this is you read about different, like the arms race, particularly around the dreadnought era. And the Germans were actually designing ships to counter not only the British, but also they had the French ships in mind. Um, and that tumble home design in this early period tumble home design is really difficult to deal with. It's a very, very bouncy hull. Um, no, I hadn't heard of the French submarine Surcouf. It is Surcouf, right? The enunciation might be. But anyway, no, I hadn't heard of that one. Now, when am I going to establish a? When am I going to establish a blockade? Because I kind of own the ocean around the British Isles. Anyway, wow, the battleship Rodney got pinned by, and it's a Hannibal class. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this party started. I think yes, I'm gonna get this party started. But while it loads, I'm gonna go grab some coffee. So I will be right back. Let's see here. Oh, okay. You're talking about the submersible cruiser, basically. What was the displacement on that thing, incidentally? Do you know offhand? Yeah, that is one of those unique little things. I mean, it's kind of like wow, they really yes, they really did that. Wow, yes. Imagine that, a 6,000-ton submersible cruiser. Let's see here. We're still these are I think V21 mod 2s. Yeah, it's really interesting actually because a lot of the leading aces and stuff, the submarine aces, most of their kills actually were with the deck gun. Man, how they managed a 6,000-ton submersible vessel. That's really impressive for that time period anyway. How much does the modern day nuclear submarine weigh? This battleship is about to get wrecked really bad. This is not going to be a pretty. This is not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be. I don't think it's going. Well, it might be entertaining in the fact that wow, he just got slapped really hard. But yeah, no, I think this is going to be. It's going to be a very, very one-sided fight. Do I have stereoscopics on these? No, I got coincidence rangefinders on these ships. the good news is that his ships are becoming better built. Though these destroyers still are kind of 3,404 tons, and the Ohio class is a almost a 19,000 ton monster. Jesus, the Ohios are about as big as some of the battleships from back in this period. Yeah, he's definitely armoring his ships better. Yeah, I mean, considering that the average submarine displacement, I think, was probably like 500 tons, if that. They're like little sharks. My destroyers, they're like little sharks. Oh wow, they didn't even get there. All right, now what? Oh wow, he swapped his battleship for a heavy cruiser. Crap. Well, the good news is my battleship can run him down. So let's see what this thing does. Now, this was the experiment. Those of you that saw the episode where I built this was a highly experimental ship. I put large caliber guns with very, very short barrels. Kind of reminiscent of the old carronade type ships, but wow, the I-400 weighed 6,500 tons. That's pretty wild. And of course, it's crap weather, so he'll probably be able to steam ahead at full speed while I'm limited. Well, yeah, close to about half, yeah. But still, a submersible cruiser versus a submarine carrier. Yeah, the range on this ship is only 10,000 meters. However, it's still punching 11.6 inches of armor at that distance. And they're heavy. They're heavy bores. So I don't remember what did I put on it. Was it soft cap HE shells? Yeah, max HE. So the HE shells are even punching through retarded amounts of armor. And this is why I like to have destroyers handy, honestly. So 5 and 10,000 meters is the limit of the range on this thing, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I think the 1.9s though, I lengthened the barrels on, but these 6.9 inch guns. Oh God, they're launching. He's lobbing mortars. At this range, he's lobbing mortars. I'm curious. This is his tongue. Yeah, and then you had like the Nelson class battleships where. Oh yeah, no, dude. It's what's the range that's 7 kilometers, and he's lobbing like it was 20,000. Oh god. This is actually kind of like I said. This is an experiment. I want to see what he's gonna do. I mean, his guns are going to be more accurate. That's the problem. So I don't know. Like I said, this was just something worth toying around with. Why not? Oh my! And he's dropping HE. He's raining that capped HE on him too. Oh yeah, no, that's just that's the era. It really is the era. Oh well, there is one thing I want to know. I want to know how that shell landed. Aft belt, partial pin, secondary tower penetration. Yeah, it rained it down on him. Let's go ahead and open this up so we can get a nice full broadside. I mean, you know, he's got us a little bit with fire and whatnot, but I mean, I've never used 12.9s before. This is interesting. I wanted to use 13 and some change, but this particular hull wasn't going to hold it. Maybe I'll do an improved version on a full-size dreadnought hull before all is said and done. Yeah, you know, some of the effects really are pretty good, though. I mean, you know, look at the smoke still pouring out of those barrels. Uh-oh. These guns are getting ready to go off. I think, aren't they? Okay, so this ship is more of a hammer. He's not, This ship is definitely more of a hammer. It's not really penetrating the armor on this cruiser. Let's see, what is his armor anyway? Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's really not actually. And maybe that's because the Maybe it's because the armor-piercing shells at this range are just going to overpin. But let's see what they do real quick. Yeah, I get that, but still, I'd kind of like to see what they do. But for the most part, I'm gauging the ship too. I mean, look at that. It's wrecking his superstructure. Oh yeah, overpin. Even with the well, actually, standard AP shells. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think what I need to do when I go to refit this, I think what I need to do is actually give the AP shells, the cap shells, or not the capped ones, the penetrated, but the semi armor piercing shells. All right. It was a little long, but there again, I don't know, for the era, if it can run down a heavy cruiser, great. So maybe we'll have to see about when it comes time to refit if we can't put a turbine, steam turbine, a turbine engine in it that'll lighten it up and allow us to beef up the machinery to increase its speed even more. Anyway. Yep, Northwest England of Britain has been conquered by the our armies. Our armies have marched on to victory. So we've got Britain. We've got England, the English island, cut in half. Anyway, that's probably going to be about it for at least on the YouTube today's episode. So for those of you on YouTube, tune in. I think tomorrow I try to have these staggered so they upload daily at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. At least that's my current schedule. But there again, I can record these and just stack up a bunch of them. All right, for those of you on Twitch. I think I'm going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more afterwards. So, and as always, if you're enjoying, please like, subscribe, follow. I do actually really enjoy the commentary. That's also a lot of fun. So anyway, till after the break. Either way, this is Wolf190D signing off, and thanks for stopping by.